Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, Double Jackpot. Please smash that subscribe button and we'll get into the video. And I'm going to tell you, we got a good one today. I want you guys to have a little bit of time to go get your Coke. It's movie night. I got some Sprees, some Sweet Tarts, some Dots, some hot tamales. So guys, look, it's entertainment night tonight, guys. I mean, I gotta thank Christopher Mitchell for making the video, first of all. So, God, you made a good one today, Christopher. I've got bombarded with emails. I mean, I must have had probably at least every bit of 100 emails. I mean, you get 200 a day. I gotta get at least half of that. So I got about 100 emails, and boy, oh boy, you can't make this kind of stuff up. I serve the ball. Christopher Mitchell returns it. Now I got to return the serve, the volley. You know, it's hysterical. So we got to see this little fella today go and play live baccarat. And boy, he had a spade, a shovel, a pick. He dug himself a good sized hole. And I mean, I'm going to tell you this. I fast forward, I click off his ads, I get to the thing. So I probably only watched about 12 minutes of the whole 59-minute comic relief because it was so funny. I saw him dig a quick hole. And listen to what you had today. You had a lot of whining, crying. His face was all red. And this is a scammer. So that's what I tell you guys. Do you really want to go to the casino and gamble for 59 minutes? And do that for a living, because that's today is what you see the life of a gambler. I mean, he doesn't understand. I'm going to go over this real slowly as I can. The ball has no memory. The wheel has no memory. It doesn't matter if you have 8 blacks in a row. It doesn't matter if you have 6 reds in a row. It doesn't matter about a trend. Every ball is random. Christopher, if each spin is like you think it is, it has the chance of going into column row 1, 2, or 3. They'd have a little electronic odds meter changing the odds per spin. They'd have this computer just generate a new odd for that random act that you think is taking place. You know, it would change just like a horse track bet. It doesn't though, because it's consistent. All 36 spots plus the green or double zero, however you want to look at it. We'll go with the single green since that's what you play on, and that's what we see a lot of. You know, but we're watching this superstitious, insane person play this game. He's insane. I mean, this is logic 101. Every spin's a whole separate random act. The wheel does not know what's been played, nor does it sit there and reflect and have this thing about what can happen. Theoretically, you could get 8 8s in a row. You could get 9 29s in a row. Every chance is random. And that's what I'm saying. You go on there and boast about how you won and had done so well for the last 3 days. Fantastic. Fantastic. You know what that means? You were hot and had a lucky run. The law of averages as you progress, just like your stupid little baseball picks, playing the favorites, yeah, you're going to have a run. But the law of averages is going to kick you back down to 52 to 54 to 56%, depending on how great you really are. You know, do you understand that, Christopher? No matter how superstitious you are, you know, it's just like the late, great Cincinnati Reds manager, Sparky Anderson. You used to love to watch him walk out to do the pitching changes and to make a pitching change. He always stepped over the white chalk line. It wasn't because of the rules of baseball. He was superstitious. He admits to that. And it doesn't matter. There's a lot of things that I take daily about being kind of superstitious about, but when it comes to casino gambling, you can't be superstitious because the odds are the odds. It's that simple. So you have this guy today. You can see how frustrated it is. Christopher, I'm going to tell yourself, you did yourself zero favors by putting that video up. Should have been scratched, deleted, and put in your archives. That was just a big waste of 59 minutes. It proved nothing. It showed you frustrated. It showed you completely exposed. It showed you not following your strategies. And I quote, "Oh, if I just listened to my strategies, I'd have won." You said that 3-4 times in the beginning of the video. You know, when you sat bets out. Then you cry, and I understand you're filming. I totally get that. I totally get that. You know, you're crying. You should have been thanking the guy, because that one bet you lost on your third Martingale, you cried because you didn't get the 75 to 90 or something like that. It actually saved you money. It actually saved you money by not getting the bet in. And you're frustrated. You're the typical gambler. I've seen so many I've seen so many Christopher Mitchells. I've seen so many people have to explain this to their significant other. If I only did this, if I only did that, if this guy would have scored a touchdown, if the guy didn't get the tip in at the buzzer, if the guy, doesn't walk the runner, if he doesn't have a wild pitch, the guy balked in a run. I've heard it all. Oh, they went for 2. Why'd they go for 2? Why'd they need to kick that field goal? Did they really have to take a knee? Why did they score? You do this over a course of 30 plus years, you've seen it all. It's almost like it's a script to gamblers. But I'm trying to tell you guys, there's nothing positive about having to do this for a living. Today, I'm sure all you guys went to work, count your blessings, you got your health, you got your family. You really want to be in front of a computer at a casino walking around that kind of stressful life? Because at the end of the whole day, he got back to even. He got back to even. I didn't see the middle videos when he was down 600, how he got to 800. I just know that he dug such a crazy hole, and all I heard out as the beginning was several things I'm going to share with you. He whined and he cried about this dealer. I can't remember the person's name, the male. That this dealer personally, you called him a couple of profane names. I don't want to say the names. It wasn't like it was gut-wrenching profanity. I'm not saying he said that, but it was frustrating to him. He was letting out these little snarky remarks about the guy being a this or being a that. Oh, I'm so glad they changed the dealer. Let me tell you something. The guy spinning the ball that took you down, took your money, it wouldn't have mattered if it was him or somebody else. That wasn't your time. There was nothing you can do. And that's what you do at gambling. I'm going to make a video, guys. He made a video, The Life of a Gambler. I'm going to make a realistic video, The Life of a Gambler. I've taken action. Taken action from even family members, friends. Did a turn-in books. This is going back a long, long time ago. This is nothing within the last 8 years. But I have a long memory bank of gamblers, and the house wins. Unless, we're talking about a guy that's not even an intelligent gambler. We're talking about a guy, I would have to say, ranking his skill level. I'm going to do a little Christopher Mitchell report card for you guys. Sports gambling. We'll start with the newest to oldest. Sports gambling. He gets a big fat F. There's an F, the lowest grade you can get, an F. He's totally failed that. The dumbest. I've seen so many gamblers. He's dumber than some of the people that I personally know that place bets, which I would never tell them. I've tried to help gamblers, but they know what they're going to do. They know what they're going to play. So you just let them do what they're going to do. But he gets a big fat F, sports gambling. If you guys agree with me, leave it in your comment section. Let's go to the next one. Roulette. What grade do I give Christopher Mitchell on roulette? Since it's a 50-50 game, it doesn't matter if I give him a C, which is even, or a D. I could even give him an F, because I almost have to say I got to give him an F in roulette. And the reason I got to give him an F is because he thinks the ball has a memory. So he gets an F in roulette. What he gets in roulette that I kind of give him a little bit of a thumbs up, and it's really not a thumbs up, but he, how do I say this? He's probably lost in roulette. I'm over the long haul, but he's trying so hard to hit that 66%. You know, playing the 2 columns or the two 12s. He's trying to get that, and he has some pretty bad luck. So I mean, you only see the winning videos. So I'm going to withstand it giving him any props, because at the end of the day, he's only going to show you what he wants to show you. In this last video, he showed a lot of frustration, a lot of not swearing so much, but a lot of snide comments about the dealer and this and that. So I'm not even going to give him I give him more an F in roulette. Baccarat, he gets a big fat F. He's never done anything in Baccarat. Bitcoin, a big fat F. That's just laughable. That's laughable. I'm trying to think of what I can give him. Okay, his pluses has nothing to do with casino gambling. He makes a funny video. He's a very good filmer. He films well. He has great videography skills on the strip. Filming his dinners, the menu prices, what he spends, telling you how great he is. He's a good. He films really well. I always try to look at the good things of people too. He does good film. I don't even think he does that much editing. I do zero editing, if that tells you anything. So I don't. My claim to fame is I just speak from the heart and give the video wherever it's going to go. It's going to go. But yeah, I guess overall, his whole thing in this casino and online, it's a big fat F. So let's critique more of what Christopher Mitchell has done today. At the end of the video, because I did fast forward and didn't watch this whole video, guys, let me tell you this. If y'all are Christopher Mitchell video watchers, do this, okay? When he does these long videos, so he's not getting paid or getting any kind of real money off of this, what you do is you click on and see his beginning balance. Okay, say it's 600. Click on it. Watch it for a minute or so. He's been sneaking in all kinds of ads trying to make this nickel and dime stuff, however YouTube pays you. On commercials. So guys, you see that, just fast forward all the way to the end and see his balance, and you can kind of see where it went. You don't have to watch 59 minutes of crap. I didn't. Today I watched about 3 or 4 minutes of that video. So I highly encourage y'all to hit that fast forward button, so you don't have to be watching the same old stuff, the same old crying and whining. Now, if you got nothing else to do, you get yourself some dots by Tootsie Roll. And I highly encourage you guys, look into Tootsie Roll stock. Hot tamales. Get yourself some and enjoy some Christopher Mitchell videos. Get yourself a nice big soft drink, beer, whatever you like, some potato chips, popcorn, and use it as entertainment night. Use it as entertainment. That's my commercial. Okay, back to live broadcasting from this awesome video for your Friday night viewing pleasure with Double Jackpot. Okay, guys, look, it was a comical video. You saw Christopher Mitchell. The dealer was getting under his skin. Can you imagine being live with him? You know, people, there was a guy, does amazing videos, does great work, does good Christopher Mitchell content, talking about how frustrated he was down in San Diego and all through his California trips, how he got angry at the dealers. And you could see that if he was live having bad luck. You can see this guy's, that's why he would never be good at any kind of sporting. He shows his frustration. He shows his, you know, no pun intended, he just shows his emotions. You're a competitor, and you better keep those emotions in check and stay focused. You know, he's an easy guy. He's an easy guy to get rattled and get frustrated. Like I said, Christopher Mitchell, he's never going to amount to anything in life unless he gets this gambling addiction under control. I'm telling you guys that do have these addictions, I hope you watched a guy. You watched a guy that's losing his family. I promise you. Yeah, tomorrow he's going to have a family video, family fun fest, but it's not the same. I mean, he had a 59-minute video today showing frustration of losing, digging a hole, coming back. I'll be, credit that he came back. I don't know how he did it. I don't care. Once I saw him go from 800 to the fives, I don't know if he got down to the fours. It doesn't matter. That's what's going to happen when you do this for a living. That's not what you want to put your spouse in. Look, how many people, he talks about winning 2 to 4 to 5 and 600, 90,000 a month, all these ludicrous can't miss. He had 2 or 3 hot days. Let me tell you something. I go to my 9 to 5 job, really longer than that because it's my own business. And I see all my other buddies and friends and customers and people go to their job. And I can't imagine them going to work. And we do lose money when we own our own businesses. And you go to work and you're in sales or something, you have a bad month, you can not make what you're used to making. But by God, gambling and going to try to make money through the casino, you got to be a complete dunce to try that. To supplement your income like he says. Come on, does that make any sense? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Do not let somebody give you false hope. Do not buy into his strategies. Do not buy into his systems. If you learned anything from this video, you watched a guy play for just under an hour to get to even. That could have easily been to 400 or 500. If he wasn't a degenerate, he probably would have quit and been down 400 or 500. He thinks that's skill. No, that's a degenerate gambler. You know, I can tell you I would go to a casino, whether it be down in Louisiana or Las Vegas. If I'm down 200 or 300 or 400 like that in one game, I probably would have got up and left and just said, hey, that's my loss for the day, and found something else to do, found something else to entertain myself with, or done something. But, you know, I'm not there to sit there and earn a living doing this. It's strictly recreational, and it'd be a vacation or a getaway. So guys, look, you saw the video today. You saw a frustrated gambler. You saw a guy that made excuses. And then you saw a guy, instead of saying, wow, I got lucky, he celebrated like he scored a touchdown to win the game. It sounded like a complete fool. That's what I'm saying. You did, and according to the comments that I read today, you did yourself 0 favors by posting that video. You know, nothing's wrong with showing a video of you losing, because we all know you lose. You cannot win every day. Today is kind of what really goes on a playing a roulette game. You know, that's what goes on. You don't have these streaks like he's trying to portray, that you're going to win 8, 9 in a row. And if you do, the law of averages is going to get you. He has changed his system. Now listen to me closely on this. He changes his system so often that you can't take the person seriously. He sat out some today. He didn't martingale when he said he was supposed to martingale. He didn't play the right columns, and he even admits to it. If I followed my own strategy, I'd have won those bets and I'd be back to even. He doesn't follow his own strategy that he's trying to tell you to follow. I mean, it's laughable. If you guys watched the video today, you guys had to be cracking up. He never followed his own strategies. And then his other strategy about, you know, he has so many strategies. What strategy are you going into? He says you have to adjust. That's not true. Like I said, when you implement his strategies or whatever he's telling you to do, they're not something he just made up. It's something anybody can make up. Double your bets, martingale until you win. He didn't have the you-know-what's to martingale. When he did, he stopped. You know? He's such a liar at this, and he changes as he goes. He's playing $5 and he's playing $10 and he's going up and playing another denomination, and then he says he should have played the second and third, but had he played the second and first, he'd have got all his money back. And then he's blaming the dealer. He's blaming his own self, and that's what degenerate gamblers do. They always blame themselves. They always said, if I would have done this, if I would have done that, if I would have played the Steelers instead of the Bears, you know. They always have something. I've been around this game a long time, and they always have something to say to justify either their losses or their idiotic streaks of losing. Okay, does that make sense? He always has something. He blamed the dealer for the longest time. Then he blamed himself by saying he didn't do this or didn't do that, but he's going to tell you what to do, and then he's going to be all over you for not doing it. And then, like you said, you got to be able to put your foot down and stop martingaling, because all martingaling is doing to get you back to even. If the risk to reward is horrible, you know, the risk to reward is horrible when you martingale. You know, I understand why people do it. They're in the hopes of getting their money back quicker, because every time he seemed to play these 2 out of 3s, you see how many times it happened, because he was on a hot streak. He has this, listen to me when I tell you this, because this is all gamblers. Doesn't matter what you're playing. It could be sports, it could be slots. You feel that when you're in this hot streak, that you just continue to stay hot, and you don't. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When you do go on this run, it's probably either a good time to start to think about leaving. Even that's one of his strategies. Get your one win for the day and leave. But he dug himself such a big hole today, he couldn't do that. But you get my point. Even if he was up, he would have never left. He's not that kind of person. He's not geared to leave. He's a degenerate gambler that can't say no. You know, he cannot stop. He has a serious issue with gambling. You can see it. And you know, Christopher, I've asked you this 100 times, you know, seek help. Get yourself a real job. I know you're not going to do it, but seriously, I'm not being a wise guy. I'm telling you from the heart. Christopher, email me, doublejackpot01@gmail.com, and I'll discuss ways for you to get help for your gambling addiction. But just keeping on going what you're doing. I know your family's falling apart, and I say this sincerely. I'm not here to sit there and pick at you and cause you any problems. But you're not putting that house in any kind of a happy place. Nobody can live like that and expect there to be respect. Your wife's lost all respect in you. I promise you that. It's time to say, hey, I tried. It didn't work. It's hard to do. There's nothing wrong with it. You know how many people try what you do? I got a dear friend. Matter of fact, if I can get there, we got flooding here bad in Texas right now, especially on the Gulf Coast. I'm going to do a video if I get there tomorrow. If I get there, it's down on the Gulf Coast near Port O'Connor. No, I'm not sitting there making this up. This guy, if he'll do a video, he'll tell you what it's like to be a gambler with a lot of money and lose it all. If he'll do the video, I'll ask him. You know, the guy's really down on his luck. I don't want to really share a lot of his personal things with any of you guys. If y'all are interested in possibly hearing more about that, leave it in the comments section, and I'll see what I can do over the weekend and see if I can get that video. But guys, y'all need to like and subscribe. Realize that video you saw today was the true life of a gambler and what they deal with that's 90% of what you're going to deal with instead of these hot streaks, okay? What you saw today was really his frustration, and he made a big YouTube mistake by putting that video out. That did him no favors. It showed how weak he was and how he didn't follow his own strategies. And it was a complete debacle on what he preaches. You know, lots of whining and crying and name calling towards the dealers. You know, like that guy has any kind of, you know, outcome of the ball. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got your Friday night funny video. Real honest opinion on what goes on in casinos and how these degenerate gamblers try to make you seem their life is luxury and nice and happy and good, and it's not. I promise you that. Christopher Mitchell, I want to thank you for putting out the content, because without your crazy ass funny content, I wouldn't have nothing to rebuke. I'd have to go more to the finance and stock picking and show you more what I do to earn a living. And guys, y'all have a great weekend, and I'll talk to y'all in the next video.